Hello everyone, on today's IRS tax refund update, we finally reached the tax filing deadline for the 2023 tax season, so we'll recap the latest in terms of delays, as well as the progress being made this year on the backlog of unprocessed tax returns and refunds many of your viewers are still waiting on. We'll also take a look at some of the notices being sent out by the IRS in the last several weeks as reported by our viewers, including the top causes of those refund delays. Now, for most taxpayers, April 18th marked the tax filing deadline or the opportunity to file an extension until October. However, for most of California and parts of Alabama, Georgia, New York, Arkansas, and Tennessee, they've been granted extensions due to storms over the past several months. Most of California and parts of Alabama and Georgia now have until October 16th to file their federal taxes. Those impacted in New York due to storms have until May 15th, and Arkansas and Tennessee storm victims have until July 30th to file their federal taxes. Recapping where things currently stand, the IRS has now processed 100 million tax returns out of 101 million filed so far this year, which has them at a 99% processing rate versus 96% at this point last year. Meanwhile, 69 million refunds have been issued so far this year, totaling $198 billion. However, that is slightly down from this point last year when 70 million refunds were issued, totaling $222 billion. Many taxpayers, including a number of viewers who were waiting on tax refunds last year, are familiar with the 60-day notice, also known as Letter 2644C, which continues to be sent out and have been sent out to those still waiting on refunds for tax returns filed from this year. This particular notice indicates the IRS is still waiting on their tax information to be available on their computer system and has to do with the IRS waiting on taxpayers' employers' tax information so reported wages and withholdings can be matched. Now, if you claim the Earned Income Tax Credit, your tax return may be on hold due to an audit. Just as we saw in 2022, the IRS has increased the audit rate for those returns claiming EITC after it was reported billions of improper EITC payments were paid out in previous years. If you're part of this impacted group, you're supposed to receive this notice, the CP75 Letter. However, in numerous instances last year, those taxpayers who were supposed to receive this notice never in fact did, and were not aware of this being the cause of their refund delay. So if you're still waiting on your tax refund and have claimed EITC and have not received any notices in the mail, it is recommended you check your tax transcripts and locate a 971 code with a recent date. If you have a 971 code listed with a date in the last several weeks and have not received a notice from the IRS, it is highly recommended you contact the IRS for a duplicate notice to be sent. You will need this notice to know exactly what documentation you must send to the IRS to satisfy the audit so your return and refund can be processed. Another regular cause for those experiencing delays this year and for some waiting on last year's refunds is the need to complete ID verification. If you were impacted by this, you're supposed to receive this letter, the 5071C letter, notifying you of the situation. However, there are instances, especially last year, where the taxpayer never received this letter in the mail and had no way of knowing the refund was on hold due to the need to complete ID verification. In some cases, only after finally reaching the IRS did they become aware of the issue, in some cases over half a year after filing their tax return. If you're among this impacted group, you're supposed to complete 2 steps, which includes verifying your identity, but also verifying information from the tax return you filed. Both steps need to be completed before processing can continue and the refund issued. One question commonly asked is, if I need to complete verification but never received this letter, what do I do? First, you want to access your tax transcripts to see if the IRS has sent out any notices recently, which will appear as 971 on your tax transcripts. If so, you will want to confirm with the IRS, and we're hearing much better answer rates this year because of additional staffing at the IRS call centers. Another problem we're hearing this year is taxpayers who accidentally enter the wrong banking information on their tax returns when opting for a direct deposit refund. After the tax return has been accepted, you will not be able to change your bank account information, and you must wait for the IRS to process your refund and have it returned back to them as rejected by the bank. They'll issue you out a paper check within 3 to 4 weeks after that. You will also receive the CP53 notice as seen here in the mail. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax refund issue. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.